name is Chris Lord and I am the Virtual IT Director. The whole cybersecurity thing can be daunting and overwhelming, and it can seem expensive. But it is a real problem that should be continuously addressed. Left ignored, it's only going to bite you and your business in the bum financially, reputationally and emotionally. This article isn't to talk about sophisticated firewalls, cyber essentials, penetration testing, multi-factor authentication, or any of those things. They all offer a lot of value and security, especially MFA. But before considering any of those, we need to start with the basics. Without the basics, it's like having a locked gate to your business, but no fence. Passwords. Strengthen your password today. You should be looking at a password of at least 15 characters long. Yes, 15. It should be easy to type, easy to remember, but hard to guess. But do not panic. You no longer need to think of your password as a password. Now think of it as a passphrase. Suddenly 15 characters won't seem so bad, and because of the techniques that cyber criminals use, password length is now more important than password complexity. A few example passphrases could include, it's 3.1 miles to Tesco, or 15 daffodils in a vase on a fridge. I must remember to feed our 2 dogs. The cherry on the cake is that with a passphrase of greater than 15 characters, you can safely turn off the expiry of passwords on your system. Updates. At any and every opportunity, install your software updates. It could be before you go to lunch, at the end of the business day, leaving it overnight to update, or when you're doing a job that doesn't require your computer. And it doesn't just apply to your computer either. If your smartphone has access to company data like emails, check for updates on there too. The most compelling reason to go to the effort of installing these updates is, of course, security. Software vendors are really good in that as soon as they're aware of a security hole in their product, they make available a software patch to fix that security hole so that it cannot be exploited. There are lots of other benefits too to having the latest updates installed, which I'll go into more detail in a separate blog. But giving you the short version, you'll get the latest software features, hassle-free installation of a new software, bug fixes, and a full reboot. Firewall. You might need a little bit of help with this one from your IT support company, and I'm confident they won't charge you if you ask this. Firewalls, bit by bit, are opened up to allow certain types of internet traffic or ports into your office network. For example, CCTV and remote access. And then, a few years later, those ports you opened up the firewall for are no longer used. But it's very common that the firewall is never closed afterwards, therefore leaving you unnecessarily vulnerable. So have a conversation with your IT support company and ask them to double check that no unnecessary internet traffic is allowed into your network. One port to specifically ask them about is remote desktop traffic. This is a very common attack vector for hackers to use and should not be open on your firewall. The human firewall, another very common attack vector for cyber criminals to exploit, is phishing emails, your colleagues being tricked into clicking on rogue internet links or transferring funds to hackers. It's all about education and knowing the telltale signs to look out for in an email or a text message. A website you should regularly visit is ncsc.gov.uk, the National Cyber Security Centre. It's bursting with friendly and down-to-earth advice for businesses and organisations of all sizes that you can freely and confidently distribute to your colleagues. There is an infographic on this topic that every member of staff should read and understand. If you Google NCSC suspicious emails infographic, you can download the PDF and email to all of your colleagues. If you implement the 4 areas of cybersecurity we have discussed, it will mean you're firmly on the first rung of the cybersecurity ladder. And whilst it will require the full support of the directors or trustees, there will be no checks to write and little or no technical expertise is required. The end result is that your business or charity organisation will be in a much better cybersecurity place, and also in a position where any further measures you implement that do carry a direct cost, like the sophisticated firewalls we discussed earlier, you will get the full benefit of.